Hey, what's up guys? It's ComptonEMT here with part 1 in HSA's series of guides for Airmech. This episode we're going to be talking about the little things that reviewers miss about the game. First off, I want to talk about the store. Most of the reviewers out there, they either don't dig enough or just they don't care. I mean, they see one, buy with paid currency only item and they just leave it at that. But everything in this game that is game changing for player versus player can be bought with earned currency, which is called kudos. This means there's no pay to win aspect. I'm happy about that. You should be happy about that too. But the few items that you can only buy with paid currency that are game changing, the great part about those is they can only be used against the AI. And that's in modes like co-op or solo or survival or challenges where you're not actually playing against another human player. Next, I want to talk about the abilities for the Airmechs. One of the most confusing and kind of aggravating things I see reviewers talk about is when they call the shield's ability armor. The only current Airmech to currently have armor buffing ability is the Neo. Funny enough, too, it's actually one of the Airmechs with a shield also. That right there should be a telltale sign to any reviewer that there's a pretty big difference. Then again, I don't think most of the reviewers use anything more than the striker, so it kind of makes sense that they wouldn't notice that part. The biggest difference between shields and armor is the fact that shields are these little red or blue circles that increase your defense dramatically, but all the damage is transferred over to your energy instead of your health. Whereas the Neo's armor basically more or less gives it more health. Another confusing thing, though, is a lot of them either don't know how to use secondary attacks or don't tell you. On mouse and keyboard, you actually hold down the right mouse button in order to activate whatever that ability is, and with a controller, you hold down the right trigger. These secondaries are also location specific between the air and the ground, and a lot of the Airmechs have both an air ability and a ground ability. So check out what they are when you're actually getting them. If you're wondering all the specifics for each of the Airmech's ability, I'm going to shut up for a second and let you read the rundown on all of them. Welcome back. A few things I just want to brush on, as they'll probably get covered more in later guides, are the actual unit features. Most reviewers, they tend just to pick up units and move them with their Airmech. It's simple, but it's not really efficient. You'll actually notice that in the bottom right corner, there are actual commands. These commands actually have shortcuts on both keyboards and controllers, but that's about all I'm going to talk about it here. The other thing that reviewers seem to not get into enough is the power nodes. The only thing the power node does is actually put an auto heal on something that can actually be affixed to it. Also, there are units that actually require it in order to function. Usually those are support units. Another big question is whether or not the Chrome version can play with the PC version. I don't know if you knew this, but there's actually two versions. The PC version is actually the true alpha version and actually sometimes gets a couple more updates before the Chrome version does. As of right now, they cannot play together. Only time will tell if cross-platform between the client and the browser will ever exist. However, when this game is released on Steam, and they have said they're going to release it on Steam, the normal PC version players will be able to play with Steam version players. Well, that's the end of part 1. Stay tuned though for future episodes as well as info on other games through the HSA universe and maybe some fun videos too. Once again, this was ComptonEMT. Go out and play some Airmech and have some fun, guys. See you later.
Zang.